Hey there, welcome to Hardcore Speedball Season 1, Round 2 of 2021. Thanks for joining us tonight. Now, just quickly before we move on, I want to say thank you to the sponsors of the league this season: GBA Gel Blasters Australia, RPM Tech Shop, GBU, Taidi Toys, Vatios Clothing Company, and of course the Strikeforce Mod Shop. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Trent from SOFTOPS, and tonight we've got 3 more teams on the field competing to move through to the rest of the league. Tonight we've got Anarchy, Headhunters, and Damage Cartel B. Just been keeping an eye on the comment stream on Facebook Live. It looks like it's already going off. Sounds like you guys are really appreciating those beats, and of course the hype cat. Now, in just a couple more minutes, we should see the team starting to enter the field for the pre-game chat, photos, and all that good stuff as well. All right, here we go. I just heard from the staff. Sounds like they're about to bring those teams on for us. How's everyone's week been in the comments? Looks like we've got a few fans and supporters of Anarchy and Damage so far. Nice catch by Aussie Dodo. Check out the ref shirts. Wouldn't have seen those last season and didn't see them last round. We've got uniforms for all of our refs, of course, from Vatios Clothing Company as well. Those nice pinstripe tops. Aussie Dodo's just asked, of course, how am I doing? I'm doing really well, thanks, Dodo. Looks like I got some support for Headhunters in the chat as well. Not sure if you guys can spot that as well. One of the players that's just entered the field for Damage Cartel B is in fact Jacob, who was head ref last season. So it's nice to see him on the field. Hopefully we'll see him cutting some shapes tonight as well. Now, of course, down the bottom there, we've got our photographer for the evening, Nathan Rosa Photography. At the end of the evening, if anyone's looking for those photos, make sure you hit him up as well. He has plenty of really high-quality pictures of the teams and the gameplay.
Alright, Damage and Anarchy, make your way to the middle of the field, please. Captain, get ready for these.
Alright, here we go. About to kick off the first match for the night. So Season 1, Round 2, Match 1. And of course, that match tonight is between Anarchy and Damage Cartel B. Now, if you didn't tune in for the round last week, just a reminder, for this season, the first few rounds, each team is going to go up against each other twice throughout the evening. Here we go. Fantastic. Game on. So on the right-hand side, we've got Anarchy. The left-hand side, we have Damage Cartel B. Really nice, early push into that AEST. Now, if you get a keen eye, you'll see down on that low side, we've actually got Trick. This time he's on Damage Cartel B. Last season, he was on their 18. And looks like we might have had Jade there grab the flag and hang at the end. Awesome. All right, and you've just heard from the head ref there. Damage Cartel B wins the first game for match 1. Changing sides now. Damage Cartel B on the right-hand side and Anarchy to the left. Early push straight into Castle from both sides. Oh, looks like this game's being called by a red card. And you just heard from Rowan there, game's been given to Anarchy, so it seems like red card might have been given to Damage Cartel B. We'll try to find out what that was about later. So we're now looking at 1 win to each team in this match. See, Anarchy's pushed hard into the center again. Here we go. Trick's trying to sneak past. Let's see if he gets away with it. And shot in the ribs. Damn, looks like another red card has been issued to one of the teams on the field. We'll have to wait and see what happened there. Alright, you've just heard from head ref Rowan. That game has been given to Anarchy. So seems like Damage Cartel might have been hit with another red card. We'll have to see if we can find out why. Let's just see if we can cross down there and find out what's going on. Alright, just spoken to Rowan. Sounds like he's going to run that team through what just happened before we have a chat to him.
We're mixing our players now, so we learn how to play with other players too. Because we're one team at the end of the day, so learning how to play with other members is good. So I switched my stuff to other team, play with some of the new guys in damage and some OBS as well. So yeah.
Fantastic. That sounds like a good change up. How are you finding it playing with another team?
I played with Jacob and I played with Jacob most of the time. But with the other three, it's still fairly new. But we're getting there. Proper communication, proper calls and proper tactics, it will do.
Yeah, fantastic. It sounds like you guys are communicating really well out there. Hope to see you pull through in the remaining games.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Sammy. Thanks for the interview. Just luck for the rest of the night, boys.
Alrighty, just waiting for the changeover. So there's normally a couple of minutes break between the rounds. Just going to chuck an ad up here for you for one of the sponsors.
The HSG V2G was designed with advice from some of the best techs in the industry. The prototyping, the manufacturing, it's all Australian, made right here in Queensland using world-class materials.
And welcome back. So heading into the next match, we're looking at a match between Anarchy and Headhunters for the first time this evening. So just reading through the Facebook comments, looks like there's a comment there about, if a player messes up to pull them off the field or whatever. I'm not quite sure how it's phrased. But for those of you that haven't tuned in before and watched this format of play, essentially what happens is each team for each game has one warning for a fault. So it's like a yellow card, for example, if they don't call a hit or if they break off the wall too early, or of course if the blaster comes off their shoulder. Now as a team, if you get issued with another penalty, you'll immediately get a red card for the team. So that basically means that you lose that game. Each game, those penalties reset, right? So it doesn't carry across and all that sort of stuff. Gives everyone a chance to reset, play again, and carry on. Alright, and looks like for the first game of this match, we've got Anarchy to the left of our field and Headhunters to the right in the gold.
Alright, teams, are you ready? Ready! Refs, are you ready? Ready! 3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, there it is again. So Anarchy's tried to push to the center and down into Castle really early on. Oh, looks like Anarchy might be outnumbered now. Nice, really good communication from Headhunters. And taking that flag through to the win. go. Game goes to Headhunters. Switching sides, so now you'll see Headhunters on the left-hand side, and of course Anarchy on the right in red. Just reading through the Facebook comments here, look like there's a lot of support for the Headhunters. Nice work, guys. Thanks for tuning in. There's that deep push again from Anarchy. Looks like they haven't been punished this time for it. Oh, here we go. Close encounter. Sounds like they're quieting down a bit on the field. So as soon as that communication drops is when people start to make moves as well, and they'll get punished for it. And you see that Headhunter just tried to slip through right there when no one's talking. And that game, of course, goes to Anarchy. Swapping sides now. So, if I recall correctly, that looks like it's one game to each team now, so this final one will determine the winner for the match. Oh, look at that. Really early push from both teams straight into that X. Let's see how that got resolved. Yeah, it looks like he got punished for that early reach. Tell you what, I don't know if if all of you have played this format of game before in Gel Ball, but you've got to give a lot of respect to the guys that push into that X. It's a really tough position to actually fight from. You'll see everyone tends to lay back and put lanes down the sides. Not quite sure what happened there. I didn't actually hear a blaster go off, but looks like that push through Snake has paid off for the Headhunters. There we go. Headhunters takes the games. That's 2 games to Headhunters, 1 to Anarchy, which means Headhunters walk away from this match the winners. Just reading some of the comments there. Some people have noticed how hard those guys are hitting the X and shifting it around a bit. There is a lot of velocity behind those slides. Now, with that, I'm just going to head over to an ad from one of the sponsors.
Thanks to GBU and obviously Stig Industries as well for supplying all of the components that we need to have our kick-ass blasters. If you're looking for any parts for any kind of build, come down, give GBU a try. I guarantee you won't be disappointed.
Alright, and now while we wait, the next match we're seeing is between Headhunters and Damage Cartel B. So that's another match for Headhunters. That's why we have this nice little break so they can quickly bomb up, sort themselves out and get back on the field. It'll be interesting to see what happens in this match. I'm going to try something here that we didn't have in the stream last week, but one of the points I've been making around that early push, you'll see typically with Damage Cartel B and Trick, there's usually an early push that'll either end up here or pushing straight into here and starting to get angles. So what I was saying before as well about the players in the X and why you've got to really respect them is off the break, they're moving around these obstacles, sliding in and getting... One sec. Alright, sorry. Just making sure the stream's all good. Yeah, you'll see those players in the X push into this space here. So where it exposes them is anyone sitting in Castle, sitting in Snake, basically has lines on them. And this barrier, you'll see as these guys approach, you'll see it's a lot shorter than any of these high barricades as well. So a lot of the time, people are putting lanes straight down into the stations. So we'll see what happens, but you know, I think the Headhunters guys were starting to push these early spots here and starting to play around with Snake. But let's see what Trick does. This is what he did last season. Gotta step it up. Dodo just getting comments here on Facebook saying, now that we have lines on the stream, we are real sports. And looks like a bit of love from Callum Bennett as well, saying, I love how much this sport has evolved over the last year. It brings a tear to his eye. Personally, I want to see some selfies of that. Thanks, Martin. Good to see you here. Keeping an eye on the Damage boys, no doubt. Alright, here we go. Coin cost for match 3, and looks like we've got Damage to the left of our screen and Headhunters to the right. So very similar colors on some of those jerseys, but basically the whole yellow guys, that's your Headhunters for those watching. Here we go. You'll see Trick there on that low pillar communicating to his team to hold. Looks like they might be playing a bit more defensively this round. And that push on the snake. Nearly caught him off guard, but I think Jay took down that snake push. Now we can't see that left pillar on damage, but it looks like this might be 2 versus 2. Still a lot of talk going on. Let's see who pulls through this one. There we go, down to 2 versus 1. Nice push up there from Trick, straight up to that Dorito. A lot of love for Damage and Trick in the comments as well. And some support from, please forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Tor for Anarchy as well. Here we go, swap sides. So Damage, Cartel B on the right, Headhunters on the left. Looks like both teams might be playing a bit more defensively against each other for this. Really nice push there from the left pillar, Headhunters into Castle. And he's gone. Wow, look at that push. So straight through the middle from Trick and then followed up by one of his team members. And looks like they might have 3 or 4 players, maybe 5 remaining, which is a really, really good battle. Yeah, it looks like they had 4 left. Damage takes that game. Final game for this match. Headhunters on the right, Damage Cartel on the left-hand side. So just remember, these teams will all face each other again tonight. There it is, there's that push from Trick straight into the left side of Castle. And they are whittling down the numbers on the Headhunters. And you've seen an awesome slide all the way through just to clear that last pillar. I think that was Jacob sliding up to the wall. His giggle is unmistakable. There we go. Damage takes the match, and I think from here on out we'll be looking at, yeah, each team is now going to face each other again, and the team with the least or lowest number of wins for the night will be sent home and won't be returning for the rest of this league. All right, awesome. We're just going to quickly cross over to Rowan and see what it's like down in the game tonight. Hey there, Rowan. Good to see the games out there. Looks like you're having a good time down there. Can you tell me what the vibe's like? How the team's going tonight?
Yeah, we had a bit of a slow start with the teams. Obviously some nerves have kicked in on the first games, but as normal through these nights, seems like everyone warms up to the occasion. I think the severity of the occasion settles in, and then these teams come to play the game and do their job.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds really good. Now, early on, that looks like there was maybe a red card or something pulled against Damage a couple of times. Are you seeing penalties kind of across all teams, or what do you think's going on there?
No, so like Cricket said when we interviewed them after their first game, they're obviously getting some blooding their new players. So they had a couple of new players on the team that were just wrapping their head around the situation. Obviously here at Hardcore Speedball, we maintain our due diligence with the rules. So we're pretty uniform across the whole range. Uniform across the whole range of the rules. We'll enforce them as per normal. And I guess the players just have to step up. If they want to be a professional speedball player, then they need to hold as professional. They need to understand the rules, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, thanks for your time, Rowan. I'll let you get back to it. Thanks for letting us know what's going on.
Done. Thanks, Trent.
So you just heard from Rowan there. So, of course, Rowan's our head ref, making sure all the team's on board, keeping an eye on all the games and that sort of stuff as well. They're doing a really good job down there. And, of course, they're looking really slick in those new uniforms as well. Alrighty, you just heard the 2-minute warning from Rowan, of course. Next round, match 4 of round 2 is Anarchy versus Damage Cartel B. So each match from here on out is now more or less a rematch, and we'll see who walks away with the most points or most wins for the night. Alrighty, 1-minute warning. These guys will be entering the field very shortly. Hey Josh, good to see you in the comments, man. Josh has just said he can't wait to get back out there. Hurry up, round 5, mate. We look forward to everyone joining this, joining the match, and then rounds following this. Alrighty, looks like we've got Damage Cartel to the left and Anarchy to the right-hand side for this game. Looks like Anarchy's been punished for that early push into the X. Not fast enough. You'll see their trick is directing all the players on the team, trying to maneuver them so they can push forward. There he is, Castle, and he sweeps straight down the side. Trick is absolutely dangerous for those sweeps. You've got to keep an eye on him if you're up against him in a game. Now, it might look a bit funny here when you're the last player on the field. Sometimes it can be hard to see if there's anyone left, so you tend to be super cautious. But it looks like maybe Jade has swept up that flag and hung it for the end of the game. There you go, straight from Rowan. Damage has won that game, swapping sides. So Damage Cartel on the right-hand side and Anarchy on the left for their next game. There's that early push into Castle from Anarchy, so similar to that push that Trick tends to make. Alright guys, just give us a second. It looks like the camera on the top of the field has dropped. Alright guys, just give us a sec while I try and resolve this. In the meantime... There we go, guys. Sorry about that. Looks like we might have to find another solution for the ref camera that keep going over to. But we're all back and up and running now. All you missed at the end there was the final final game between Anarchy and Damage Cartel B. I'll get the results for you so you can see what actually happened as well. Alright, I just got the results there for the last match. Sorry you guys didn't get to see it. The games did continue on. We didn't want to interrupt the competition, obviously. So what we saw was Damage Cartel won 2 games, and Anarchy won 1 of them. So Damage Cartel walked away the winners. Now we're looking at match 5, which is Anarchy and the Headhunters. Now, if you can't see that already, Anarchy's on the left and Headhunters on the right. Here we go, game on. There's that deep push again from Anarchy, so straight to the X and deep into the castle as well. And again, their X players holding off really, really well and laying lines down into the Dorito on the other side. Looking like a pretty close game. I can't tell exactly how many players are left on the Headhunters, but there's obviously at least 3 there on the high side. 2 Anarchy on the left, possibly 1 in that left tower as well. You'll see, yeah, Headhunters are getting sucked into that top side, and Anarchy is taking a chance to try and start sweeping the right-hand side and flank them. Looks like it's paid off really well for them. We got at least 1 player up in the tower at the top, possibly 1 on the right where Anarchy's firing. There we go. That was a really good play, really good teamwork from Anarchy, good communication, and you'll see that they've taken some really good opportunities to push into those holes. Anarchy takes the game. If you're watching this stream after the fact later on, make sure you go back and check out some of the banter in the comments. It is fantastic. Here we go, next game. So we've got Anarchy on the right and Headhunters on the left. Deep push straight into the X again. Unsurprising. We've seen that a lot from Anarchy for these games. and see how fast he is at pulling that flag down from the middle. Jumping up to grab that is really risky, especially when not many players have been knocked out just yet, but he's super, super quick and times it well. The other thing I'm watching on these Anarchy guys is they are really good at staying low and tight into those barricades. A lot of people aren't so great at that, but these guys are doing really, really well. Oh, yep, and there we go, straight in the ribs. Alright, and switching sides for the third game of this match. Anarchy back on the left-hand side and Headhunters on the right. Looks like they weren't able to make that push into mid this time around. If you actually watch the Anarchy guys here, they're actually doing a really good job as a team to kind of start hopping or bouncing up along from cover to cover. So they're not making massive runs, but small climbs. And looks like a red card's been called. Let's see who that's been issued to. Anarchy takes that game and walks away from that match the winners. Alright, I just heard a transmission from the head ref, so Rowan down the field just let us know that Headhunters received a yellow card for lack of shouldering, and another interesting one is they shared mags. So just talking about that real quick, in terms of not shouldering blasters, that's easily one of the biggest faults that players are making in this league. So making sure that the buttstock is actually making contact with their shoulder. So you can't let the buttstock slip up and over, you can't have it on the outside, and obviously, of course, you can't just hold the blaster out in the air. So refs are all over that sort of stuff and making sure players are using their blasters correctly. But the second one there's actually rules in place to make sure that players aren't trading mags, picking up mags off the ground, all that sort of stuff as well. So I think that's probably the first team I've seen a card issued on players swapping mags with each other. Alright, and just while we wait for this, we'll show another ad for, of course, Hardcore Blasters. Hopefully that ad made you hyped as hell to come and play at Hardcore Blasters. It's always a good time down here, whether it's a casual match or, of course, private sessions as well. There is one thing I saw in the comments before whilst I was away from the camera. I think everyone was talking about, which way have I got to move here? That blaster back there, that blue one, everyone was talking about how hype it is. That is, in fact, Ben, the referee down there, Ben, that's his blaster. He's currently building it. I think he's planning on running it at a couple of leagues this year. So it is, in fact, a HPA blaster with one of the Eurotactics grips and all that good stuff as well.
Exactly. Like, if you were legitimate on the alliance, you'd get screwed over. You'd go, oh, yeah, let's take it out, and then you turn around and guys would be like...
Kel, I've just seen a question there. What was the previous results from the... what was the results from the previous game with Anarchy? If you're referring to Anarchy versus Headhunters, Anarchy walked away the winners from that match.
I know what you're talking about. Survivor, yeah. No, that's what I thought as well.
Here you go, you'll see the official results being posted here, so you can see those games and winners, and probably start to get an idea who will be moving through to the next round. But, of course, wait till the official results on that one. Now, for this final match, match 6, we are seeing Headhunters versus Damage Cartel B. So these guys face off again to see if the results change. Who's here? Oh, second to none has joined the chat. Welcome to the stream. Always good to hear the Kando lads joining the stream as well, providing good support to their competitors, teammates, all sorts of things. I know we all kind of swap teams and play around on different spaces. Alright, final match. Looks like we've got Damage Cartel on the left-hand side and Headhunters on the right. There you go, there's that push into Castle. I told you to do it. Tricks down that left-hand side. Tricks in a dangerous spot right here, right next to Dorito. And looks like he's taking a hit. Not many left on damage, possibly one or two. This might be a 1v1, and it tends to get a bit awkward in these spaces. Someone has to make a move, or someone's going to cop a lucky shot on the shoulder. And that was an awesome sweep back around the right-hand side. Looks like that was Jacob making that sweep. Alright, swapping sides for game 2 of match 6. So this time around we've got Headhunters on the left hand side and Damage Cartel on the right. Sounds like they're getting a bit mouthy down there too. Two down from Headhunters on the left hand side early on. 3 down, so possibly 2 left. Trick pushing and crawling along that middle space. Looks like all the effort there is focused on cutting down the other team. And yeah, you'll see Jade following up, pulling down that flag. Alright, final game for match 6 and final game for the night, I believe. We will soon find out. Right hand side we have Headhunters again, and left hand side Damage Cartel B. Looks like the top side of Damage has been wiped out pretty quickly for this game. So Headhunters have an opportunity here. If they can push up that right side or the top side, as we're looking at it, they can possibly flank and cut off whoever's left on Damage. It might just be Trick. And red card has been issued. We'll find out in a moment who that has been issued to. Alright, Damage walks away from that match, the winners. We'll find out what happened with that red card shortly. Good to see a lot of the love in the comments there for Trick, Damage, and all the teams really. Thanks guys for tuning in. Thanks for providing your support to all the players out there tonight. Yeah, Kimmy, I think that is a yay. Damage did walk away the winners for that match. Hey Martin, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the feedback, man. Always appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. All right, so that's those games tonight. So we're just waiting for everyone to kind of reconvene, and I'll come out in a few moments for the final announcements. So as a reminder, if you haven't been watching this last week, or if you haven't tuned in before, the format of these rounds, they are elimination rounds. So tonight, one team will be going home and won't be coming back for any future rounds, and the two other teams will proceed through to future rounds down the track. Aussie Dodo, seriously, I'm looking at the Facebook comments here, and you're simping over S2N, and you wanted me not to call you out this time around. I just can't help it, man. Thanks for the feedback, Robert. Glad to hear you tuning in even while you're at work. Thanks, Josh. Just giving us some feedback here, saying we're doing good work on the stream. Seeing a few people ask questions about who's Kenny and why is everyone simping over him. So for those of you that don't know, he is a player from S2N, which is an international airsoft team. Pretty cool dudes. Callum, stick around and you might see the hype cat. We'll just have to wait and find out. Here we go. Players are coming back onto the field now for final announcements so we can find out who is going home tonight and who's going to be coming back in a few weeks' time to compete for the rights to move through to semi-finals. Hey, just quickly following up regarding Euro tactics. Hang on a sec.
The two teams who are going to go through are Anarchy and Damage. But you didn't do it easy. Headhunters, you might be going through this time, but well done, fellas, play nice. That's about it. I'd stand here and say a whole bunch of other stuff, but it's completely unnecessary. So let's go. So quick fire of Anarchy and Damage. Thanks for the game, Headhunters. Good job, boys.
Alrighty, so just in case you didn't hear that there, Anarchy and Damage Cartel B are going to be proceeding through to following rounds. Unfortunately, the Headhunters are heading home tonight and won't be returning for the rest of the season. Now, just on top of that, there were a couple of questions regarding Euro tactics, so you might need to get a bit more clarity, but I've just confirmed that the bottles are basically treated like a buttstock, so the bottle still needs to be in your shoulder or can be under your arm. I've tried that and it's super uncomfortable, so I don't know why you do it. But yeah, there's your answer on that one. Now, just a reminder as well, thanks to our sponsors, thanks to GBA, Gel Blasters Australia, RPM, Tech Shop, GBU, Taidi Toys, Vatios Clothing Company, and of course Strikeforce Mod Shop. And again, down there on the field, you can see Bright Orange Shirt, Nathan Rosa Photography down there taking nice pics of the team. So if you're a fan of the teams, or if you're a supporter of the teams, or you're a team wanting to get those pictures tonight, make sure you reach out to him as well and sort out getting access to those pictures for your socials and whatnot. Now, next week will be round 3, so we'll be returning again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. All right, 3 more teams will be entering the fold and competing against each other to move through to the next rounds. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the comments in the Facebook feed. We'll see you next time.